Welcome, USFL fans, to the greatest show on the network and the entire world. Tell me about it. Let's talk about it. We're going to break down the hottest topics in the USFL. Today, it's going to be the top three players. We've been counting down the top 50. We're finally down to the final three. One surprise guest, and then we'll also talk about the CBA. How you guys doing?
I'm good, man. I'm excited these players are getting paid. I'm very excited about that.
Absolutely. It's about time. They took their time. They did it right.
All right, we'll start there. Real quick. So compensation's up 18%, 66%. Roster size will increase for seasons 3 and 4, which we're talking about that. Housing, other benefits. The schedule starts on April 15th. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I wrote an article about it. If you want to go read the article, it's on our website, USFLnetwork.com. I love the higher salary. I think it's great, especially for the players that are inactive. If you're in the reserve, I mean, you're not taking as much of a hit. You're getting an extra 66%, almost 67%. That's huge for not being in the game, not suiting up. And then the housing. You have to bring up the housing to have $1,600 a month towards housing, especially if they go room together the way that they did last season. They should have some pretty nice pads.
Talking about the housing, it's $1,600 for the nicest neighborhood in Memphis. Average rent, 2-bedroom apartment, $1,600. So you divide that into two, it's $800. They pocket $800 extra. No one's talking about that. That's even more money for 3-4 months, 10 weeks of work, right? 12 weeks of work. So pretty good deal.
Heck, I think the Stars O linemen had like 4 dudes in a house last season. Like if they do that, they're pocketing a lot of their money.
Yeah. So, well, offensive linemen are different animals.
They are different.
No, I just love what this money is doing for the league. I mean, now the draw to the USFL is higher than ever. I mean, we're going to have players coming back that maybe we didn't at first think were coming back. So I'm really excited for what this can mean.
Definitely.
It just solidifies the league moving forward as it continues to grow each and every day that we see. And it's going to grow seasons to come as well. Everything to do with this CBA is beneficial to the player, to the athlete. And it's just all good things for the league, the players, all around.
Awesome. Any last words? Anyone?
Also, it goes, and the CBA is through season 4, which is big. We're talking season 4. There are legal documents that are saying season 4. So that's, this league is lasting. It's staying around. It's exciting.
So the only thing I do before we do move on, yes, there is no more bonus, per win, but this benefits everyone. Yes, it's great for the Stallions all last season, but guys that played their ass off didn't get that opportunity. Now it's just an even playing field. There's still opportunity for bonuses and things like that, but I mean, we saw it here and there. People were a little upset about it, but it just benefits everyone, and they got to see it in the bigger picture. So I hopefully they do.
You're talking to a Panthers fan, a Maulers fan, and a Gamblers fan.
Right.
Our teams did not see a lot of bonus. So
the
fact that they're getting paid this money is very big.
So actually, one more thing. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Tuition. Let's go ahead and bring up that as well. KB mentioned a good point in tuition. It's being paid for once again, online or in person. That was huge. Who was it last season? Our guy, Boogie. I mean, that's just amazing. It's this league is for the players. It's not about the flash. It's not about who's running the show. You don't see the owners. You don't see the whoever on camera. It's the players, and that's what this league's all about. Well, it's not about the flash.
The biggest thing I see is the inactive pay raise, up 66%. So guys that might get banged up for 2-3 weeks, they're not taking a dramatic pay cut. It's a little bit closer while they're rehabbing. I think that's huge. It's absolutely huge. Instead of paying just the winners, they're paying the entire league, taking care of all the players on all the rosters, all 8 teams. And like Ace said, the Maulers only got one win bonus. Yeah. I don't know if you remember that, Ace.
Oh, I remember that one. I remember that win bonus y'all got.
All right, so now we move on. We finally made it to the top three of the USFL 50. You guys got any guesses?
Well, I know what they are. I made the graphics, but I think they're pretty solid. I think they're pretty good votes.
Coming in at number 3, Vito Victor.
Our man Vito. Yeah,
Comments?
I think, dude, perfect. Like, obviously, we kind of know who the top 2 are going to be, and I think that it makes sense that he would be just out of the top 2. The top 2 are kind of a toss-up, in my opinion, but I mean, the Generals weren't where they were last season without him. So,
he quite literally single-handedly carried my fantasy team, and that cannot be understated. That was tough to do. My team was not good, so
he's the best player on this list that's coming back for season 2.
100%. There's no question about that.
Well, in terms of rankings, we can argue about who's the best player coming back, but he's the top-ranked player coming back, and he's great for the league. Thick thighs, save lives. The characters are important to building a brand for the USFL. I think he's perfect. What else?
Absolutely, and his merch is on his Instagram. So
so go check that out.
Absolutely.
Go get you.
Before we move on, got a little video for you guys.
What's up, y'all? It's Vito. Just want to say thank you for your votes, man. It's an honor to be voted this high amongst a lot of dogs, man. USFL has a lot of great athletes, and glad I could be one of the representatives of the top 50 players in the league. And you know what it is, big G's, man. We got some unfinished business. I'll see y'all next year. What's up, y'all? It's Vito.
Sorry, our editing wasn't the greatest there. The biggest thing that I appreciate for him coming on is he's just real. You know what I mean? He's one of the biggest names in this league, and he just was so easy to connect with. He came on a couple times now. Mm-hmm. He always comes with Toby. He just reaches out to everyone, and he's just a great guy. You guys got any last words before we move on?
I just want to say thank you to Vito for sending that video in. Highly appreciate it. It's just, we're so grateful and thankful for that. And like he said, he's got unfinished business. Those G-men got unfinished business. You know, we follow Vito, we follow Toby. Those two are great friends, and you know, hand in hand, they're ready.
There we go. All right, number 2.
Speaking of some G-men, what is up, Gamblers? Chris Odom. I made sure I found a cool one. I like the silence the haters. That guy was a wrecking ball. He was the defensive player of the year. He led the league in sacks. He changed the game. When he was in playing on the Gamblers defense, the quarterback of the other team played different. You know, when they were able to get off the field and the offense was giving them some kind of sustained drive so that they weren't just gassed, I mean, there was no better defensive line, in my opinion. I think he was the spearhead of it, and he deserves number 2, possibly number 1.
Yeah, I think his awards speak for themselves. I mean, obviously the stats do the talking as well, but obviously he performed at such an absolutely outstanding level that, you know, it's hard. It almost can't be done to try and bring up another defensive player that was better. I don't think I can't think of any that I would even put in the same conversation. He was that unbelievably good. So I think number 2, being the best defense player in the league, absolutely deserving.
I absolutely 100% agree with you all. He got rewarded for his play. He's in the NFL. That's all. That's it. Plain and simple. His play took him to the next level, literally. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait another season to see it, but you know, he's right where he belongs. And he did mention that he is very appreciative of being number 2. He does know. But yeah, hands down belongs at number 2 or number 1. There's no fighting that number.
Talking about that, I was the only one that voted him number 1. I think a defensive end can change the game. No shade, Ace. I saw your face. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just a defensive guy, so I'm going to appreciate the defensive end a lot more than an offensive weapon. Odom was awesome. He was awesome from game 1 all the way on, and I don't compliment the Gamblers' defense enough. Definitely will be missed this year. He definitely will.
Absolutely.
I'm going to clip that and send it to him so he knows Ace is not his biggest fan. He may have the pajamas, but he didn't vote him number one.
Okay.
So out of 19 ballots, 18 picked this next one as number one. I was the only one. So maybe I was wrong. But number one, the MVP, Cavante Turpin. Plays for the Dallas Cowboys now. Of course, played with the Generals this season. What do you guys got?
Again,
I'll let one of them go.
Again, he's in the NFL each and every week. I believe he's over 700 and some odd yards, punt and kick returns. So he does have a shot. If he has a great game, he does have a shot to break that 1,000 yard mark. But again, his play speak volumes, and he's rewarded once again. Just as Odom was, he belongs at number one. We see him every Sunday, and it's well deserved. So hats off to Turpin, 100%.
I will say, obviously, he was dominant in the USFL, but I'm a little disappointed in the NFL. When he comes in, he looks electric, and I just don't understand why they keep bringing in all these wide receivers to put in over him. And then, they bring him in on end arounds, and he looks dynamic, changes. The entire defense changes for him. He's that kind of speed, that kind of shifty. I'm a little upset. I know we're talking USFL, but I'm a little upset with how they've used him so far. Obviously, he's a great returner, but he showed how unbelievably good he is at wide receiver in the USFL and was awarded the MVP for it. So,
well, coming from a Gamblers fan, I thought we had them that game, and it was just suddenly they would throw the ball up and Cavante would come down with it in the end zone. He was a game changer, and when he runs, it looks like a video game. He's one of the only players that I can think of right now, except maybe Kadarius Toney in the NFL, if he ever played, that just moves inhumanly. And, he moved up to the NFL, and it's transitioning. His kick returning is just as good. He might hit that 1,000-yard mark. I think he absolutely deserves the 3-year contract he got with the Cowboys. He's number one on this list because he was the number one player coming out. He showed the dream can work. He showed that the league can get you there and that it can get you paid, and for multiple years.
I think the coolest fact is that he played in the FCF for a season, fan control football. Like
ELF too.
ELF too. He is proof that spring football matters. And I know you guys are down in Texas, but I actually got to see the Cowboys for the first time this year against the Jaguars, living in South Georgia. And I'm with Maverick. I just don't think Mike McCarthy knows how to use him. I'm just dumbfounded that every time he touches the ball, it looks like he can break it. But Matt, didn't you have TikTok with him?
I did. Yeah, his player card in Madden Mutt Ultimate Team is unbelievably fast. They're throwing touchdowns to him. I made a TikTok of it to show we had a USFL player in Madden. So pretty exciting. I'm just worried he's gonna go the old Cordero Patterson path where finally somebody's going to figure out how to use him when it's just a little too late. I'm sure he'll still change the game, but I feel like Cordero Patterson had a lot of wasted potential in the NFL with the Minnesota Vikings, unfortunately, that now it seems the Cowboys are doomed to repeat.
Fair enough. Sean Payton will use him well next year. Isn't Sean Payton coming to Dallas? Isn't that the rumor?
We'll see. He might bring Tom Brady with him, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, guys. Well, this was a short episode. It's the holidays, so we're not trying to hold you guys back. Enjoy it. Enjoy the Baylor football game tomorrow night. Or actually, it'll be yesterday's night, right?
Yes, when this shoots or when this airs.
Yeah, or in the future. But I enjoyed it. Thank you for 2022, and look forward to 2023 with you guys, man. The USFL Network strong.
Absolutely, and happy holidays to each and every one of you guys. I love you all. Without you guys,
love you too, man.
There is no USFL Network. So,
wait, before we leave, you guys didn't even comment on the new music. Did you even notice it?
Oh, I noticed it.
Patriotic. I did text it to you. I said, "Hey, this is patriotic." I
said it's
love
sweet.
it. It's the Academy Awards, man.
That's awesome.
All right, man. We're up.